Step 4, if needed, seek your client's help. If your client is not your candidate's preferred choice after step 3, involvement from your client, especially the hiring manager, can be of huge help. Now that you know exactly what your candidate likes or dislikes about your client's role, you can speak to the hiring manager to see if there's anything that can be done, if there's anything they can do to change certain aspects about the role according to your candidate's preferences. This could include new projects, using some cutting edge technologies, added responsibilities, change of reporting structures, more work life balance, and etc. If the hiring manager is willing and able to make these changes, the resultant role may become significantly more attractive to your candidate. Another way you can ask for their help is by getting the hiring manager to speak to the candidate directly. After you explain your candidate's preferences and concerns, if the hiring manager can speak to and persuade your candidate directly, it could be considerably more effective than otherwise because the hiring manager understands the position, especially all the projects and growth potential, etc., much better than you do. Not only that, getting the extra attention and time with the hiring manager can make the candidate feel more appreciated and sought after, which will cause them to view the opportunity more favorably. And if we can involve somebody even more senior, such as the hiring manager's boss, department heads, directors, and etc., the same effect could even be stronger. More often than not, you want to combine these two methods if possible, improving some aspects of the position to make it more attractive, and then getting the hiring manager or some other senior manager to speak to the candidate directly. These two strategies combined can potentially make all the difference in this kind of situation. As I mentioned before, the most vested person to make the hire is the hiring manager. Thus, more often than not, they'll be more willing to assist. So, take advantage of this incredibly powerful ally that you have. Here is how you can ask the hiring manager for help. Recruiter: Hi, Brian, name of the hiring manager. Thanks so much for your time. Hiring manager: You're welcome, and thank you for introducing John, the candidate's name. He's a strong candidate. Recruiter: It's my pleasure. And that's why I wanted to keep you posted of some updates regarding John. He's definitely keen on the opportunity to join your team. However, like many strong candidates, he's getting close to offers from multiple employers. Hiring manager: I see. Yeah, it's understandable. So how does he feel about our role compared to the others? Recruiter: So at the moment, he's going to have two other competing offers, and definitely company B, the client, is his top choice or one of the top choices. But he had some questions. Hiring manager: Sure, what are they? Recruiter: I don't know if you're aware, but he recently had a newborn, which means he needs to spend a bit more time at home. He's definitely willing to put in the extra hours at work and everything, but he also wants to make sure that he will be able to do his father duty, basically. Hiring manager: Oh, please tell him congratulations. That's great news. Well, if that's the case, I don't think he needs to worry. There won't be that much overtime in my team, to be honest. Most of us leave work relatively early, and as long as he finishes his work, I'm flexible as to how he arranges his work schedule. Recruiter: You mean you're flexible as to when he leaves work as long as he finishes his tasks? Hiring manager: Yes, as long as it's within reason. And of course, I would like him to at least let me know, but at the end of the day, I am flexible. Recruiter: Oh, that's great news. I don't think John is aware of the flexibility. And when you say most of your team members leave early, around what time would that be? Hiring manager. Obviously it changes from day to day, but around 7 p.m. Recruiter. That's reasonable. How about night calls? Are there a lot of those? Hiring manager. Night calls. Yes, there are some, but he would need to do a night call maybe once every 2 weeks or at most once a week. But he can take the calls at home if that makes it easier. Recruiter. That's great to hear. Based on my conversation with John, his first choice is actually Company B and your team in terms of the nature of work, projects, and technologies. However, he had some concerns about whether he will be able to spend quality time with family, especially given the newborn. That's all. Hiring manager. Yes, for sure. In fact, I would be happy to accommodate even more so, especially during this season of his life. Recruiter. You know, I believe John will be thrilled to hear that. And I was wondering, how about scheduling a call between you and John so you can explain to him what you just told me? Also, you can answer any other questions he may have too. Not only will it address his potential concerns, but also I believe he will probably really appreciate you taking the time to do so. Hiring manager. Sure, I'd be happy to. In fact, I'd be happy to meet him in person if that would be helpful. Recruiter. Oh, yes, even better. And that would be wonderful. Let me come back to you shortly to arrange the meeting. In the meantime, I will continue to work closely with John to keep him warm. Thanks so much. Hiring manager. Thank you for your help too. Speak soon. Recruiter. Sounds great. Cheers. Lastly, if the candidate's preferences have changed after the hiring manager's involvement, you need to run the salary scenarios again to see at what salary your candidate is prepared to accept your offer and join your client.